Brothers, gentlemen, there is a reason why your wife should be considered the light of your home. Hi, this is Barry Phillips, the 10-minute Torah, day 2 of Chayei, the life of Sarah. Let's go to Genesis, Bereshit, chapter 23 again. And in verse 17 to the end of the chapter, it says, Thus the field of Ephron which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, the field and the cave which was in it. And all the trees that were in the field, which were within the surrounding borders, were deeded to Abraham as a possession in the presence of the sons of Het, before all who went in at the city, or gate of his city, And after this, Abraham buried Sarah, his wife, in the cave in the field of Machpelah before Mamre, that is Hebron, in the land of Canaan. More on that in a few moments. Thus the field and the cave that is in it were deeded to Abraham by the sons of Het as property for a burial site. There is a reason that Abraham was so intent on finding the proper burial place for his wife Sarah. He wasn't just going to find a hole or a cave and put her there and leave her, but he wanted her burial to be significant and to accomplish what Sarah would have wanted to accomplish. There is a midrash that says, as long as Sarah was alive, a candle burned from one Shabbat Eve to the next. A blessing was found in the dough, and a cloud was attached to the tent. When she died, these things ceased, and when Rebecca arrived, they resumed. That's rabbinical commentary, and I find it interesting. It is well known that if a man has a house, that's all that it is until he has a wife. And when his wife is in his house, he now has a home. And there is a big difference between just a building with rooms in it that you can live in and a woman's influence on your home. It's not just her touch, it's her influence. It's her manifested light. It is her presence, her personality that causes this dwelling place to be a home. There is also from Genesis, Bereshit chapter 1, verse 3, Elohim said, Let light come to be, and light came to be. Light is the manifestation of Yah's command, and it is in the physical, it is light that disperses darkness. You can have a totally dark room and light just a single match or a single source of light, and you're going to experience a dispersing and eliminating of some portion of that darkness. The greater the light, the greater the dispersing of the darkness. And that's what we're after, is to get rid of the darkness. So in Hebrew, there is a word that is used to describe Yah's manifested presence, Yah's manifested light, Shekinah. It is a word that some have said, well, it's not in the Torah, and it's mystical, and we just don't want anything to do with it. Don't be afraid of the word. It's from the root word shakan, which means to let oneself down, to lie down, to dwell, to abide, to inhabit, to place a tent. It is to establish a dwelling place. And the light of Yah is looking for a place to be, his manifested presence. In the teaching on the Mount, Yeshua said in Matthew 5, he said in verse 14, You are the light of the world. It is impossible for a city to be hidden on a mountain, nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it shines to all in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they see your good works and praise your Father who is in the heavens. The light, the manifested presence of Yeshua, is within us, and it needs to be exposed and expressed from us. Yeshua is indeed that light, as we read in the book of John, chapter number 1. Verse 4 says, In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness does not overcome it. Verse 8 says, he was, speaking of Yochanan, he was not that light, but he might bear witness of the light. And then of Yeshua it says, he was the true light, which enlightens every man coming into the world. Yeshua, not Yochanan, the immerser, or John the Baptist, but Yeshua is the light of the world. He has come that we might be filled with light. And if we consider light, then the manifested presence of Yah, we would understand Yeshua is the manifested presence of Yah, who dwells within us, that we might also demonstrate the manifested presence of Yah. In the home, as the wife enters into the home, there is light there. Brothers, you can say amen. And if you're listening to this with your wife, say amen out loud. And when your wife is a redeemed child of the Most High, and she prays in your home, and she worships in your home, and she seeks to walk according to the principles of His Word in your home, she is manifesting the light of Yeshua in your home. She becomes a source of light in this home. That is a good thing. That is a good thing. And so we will now understand a little bit more about why maybe it was among the commentators to say that Sarah was, her tent was the abode of the Shekinah, the manifested presence of the Most High. And so Abraham does all that is necessary, paying an exorbitant price for a piece of land. He wanted a cave. Ephron, that he bought it from, wanted him to buy the field and all the timber in the field and all of the property boundaries. And he enlarged the deal quite immensely. Abraham only wanted the cave, but he bought all that was necessary in order to get the cave. Why? Well, to bury his wife is to bury or to sow as seed the manifested presence of Yah in the land. More on that in a second. It says here these geographical points in verse 19. He buried her in the field of Machpelah. Machpelah means double portion. Before memory, strength, vigor, and fatness. That is Hebron, an association or the joining in Canaan, in the land of Canaan, which means depressed or low. The meanings of these locations is that perhaps saying that the Shekinah is Yah's double portion of strength and fatness, joining and associating with those that are depressed and low. Find that interesting. Sometimes you have to be sown into a place, and it is a death to self. This is not your desire. It's not what you want. It's not your first choices. But Yah puts us sometimes in situations where we wonder, where is the light and where is the life around here? It could be a new congregation. It could be a new town that you move to. It could, new job, a new family situation. A lot of different things could apply here. And you wonder, okay, Father, why am I here? Have you ever asked yourself that question? You get into a situation, Father, why am I here? And it could be a momentary situation. It may not be a permanent move thing. Well, the reason that you're there is to let the light of Yah shine. You are being sown, metaphorically, into a situation. And that is so that Yah's double portion of strength and fatness can be joined together with those that are hurting. Yeshua is saying that we are the light of the world. It is so that we would shine to those that are in the darkness, so those in darkness can see the light. Isaiah 60 describes this. And so today's job, today's important accomplishment is to find yourself in whatever given situation where you're being called upon to be the Shekinah, the manifested presence of the Most High. Somebody in darkness may need you. And I need you. I need you to see you again tomorrow. Till then, shalom.